right now.
Leave that.
All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
So happy to have you on this very special of a edition. We are typically three brothers, two by birth and one by another mother, that share our opinions on current topics and what's going on in the world, pop culture. But this week we have a very special guest. I, however, am Lee, aka the supposed Alex Jones of the left, lover of all things LeBron and BYB's safe place. But joining us this week to the left of me is Sarah. Welcome in, Sarah.
Hi, Lee. I'm super excited to be here. Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
You got to hit us with your nickname real quick.
I don't have a nickname.
We need some aliases.
At Sarah Knightley. Find her on Twitter. And, of course, each week we also have the one, the only, the Twitterello.
Hey, it's John here, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. the non-hipster, a.k.a. Mr. PTI, the madman.
And, of course, the one missing piece that's not here is Mr. David, a.k.a. Mr. 20%. Is that what it is?
Yeah, something 20%. Like that.
So, right off the bat, let me just say that there will be no PTI this week. How do you feel about that, John?
That just breaks my heart.
I'm just kidding. I have the clip right here. No, I'm just kidding. I actually don't. I wish I did. I would play it right now. So the first thing that we want to do at the top of the show is apologies and retractions from the last show. John, do you have any apologies or retractions?
I do not have any apologies or retractions.
No apologies. Sarah, any apologies or retractions from last week? Maybe just from your life or just watching the show even.
Well, Dave called everybody out for having older spouses. So
this is getting real.
That's a thing.
What are you trying to make a confession here? What's going on?
Well, my husband's 12 years older than me, so apparently I made it right underneath his threshold of 15 years.
So what was the threshold that David was saying?
15 years.
15 years.
He said you can't be older than 15 years. Yeah.
So you're apologizing for David.
I'm apologizing for David for being so judgy about age gaps.
Okay, so we're setting the standard right now, David. We're apologizing for you. You better get ready for the rest of the episode.
Well, speaking of David, we do have a voicemail from him about his apologies for last week.
Oh, good.
Okay, well, let's tune into the voicemail.
Let's do that, yeah.
Click.
Hello, this is David from I want to apologize for last week. I was a total jerk, and every time I disagree with John, I knew I was wrong, and I truly apologize, and I hope everybody will forgive me.
Wow, David,
that's good.
You've taken a turn for the worse.
Are you sick or like what's going on there?
He might be He's in Colorado now, so I think he might be partaking of the plant life.
Okay, is that what's going on?
So
okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. We there might be some more voicemails from him, so we might hear from him again
throughout the episode.
Okay,
yeah.
Is he just calling in live?
Can't wait.
That might be what it might be.
So now it's a live call-in show. Okay,
yes.
Great.
I thought
interesting.
I thought he was calling from rehab for a second there. I mean, I don't know. Okay, so anyway, so as you might have guessed, Sarah's here, as we mentioned before, and we've got some really exciting things happening on the show, BYB Pod. Unfortunately, David will be back next week, but
not unfortunately, Dave. You are missed. You are missed
with every shot.
So we will be recording and coming live to you Wednesday of next week. However, Nashville has a very important convention rolling through town, and we are actually going to be live and on the scene. And to share more with us is Sarah. Break it down for us, Sarah. What's going on?
Yeah, so there's a Game of Thrones convention that is going to be June 30th through July the 2nd at Opryland. Tickets are on sale now. You can just type in GameofThronesCon.com and you can buy tickets. I think it's $149 for the complete weekend pass, or you can get day passes for $50. And these guys are going to be there. Friday night? Aren't you guys coming Friday night?
Friday night.
Yes. So they're going to be broadcasting their show Friday night. So yeah, come on out and party with us and I've got some people that are going to be there, hopefully. And yeah, it's going to be a blast. Yep, there it is right there. So yeah, you can just click on that. Those are the guests that are going to be there that you can meet. You can buy tickets to meet them, have them sign things for you, you know, t-shirts, posters, whatever you have. I'm going to have them sign some pops for me that I collect. So yeah, I'm super
Some
excited.
pops? What is that?
Yeah, pops. It's like little figures, highly stylized figures.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What is the ones that David collects? I'm drawing a
The
blank.
same thing.
The same thing.
Yeah.
There's a word for it. I'm sorry. I don't. Collect
They're by Funko.
Funko. That's right. I don't
yeah.
collect pops. So okay, which
Yeah.
pops do you have? We're gonna run. We're
So-
looking at the list here.
So I have he's the only one with a pop that's on this list.
The Ramsey
that's
Bolt-
Ramsey.
You
Yeah.
own the Ramsey Bolton pop.
He was my very first pop that I ever bought.
Do you have it like prominently displayed?
I do in my house.
Is
Yeah.
that not, okay, so John.
So I'm going to take it and have him sign it.
John, you don't watch Game of Thrones. You know nothing about it. David doesn't watch Game of Thrones either. So I'm the only one that really knows the Game of Thrones. For those who don't know who Ramsey Bolton is on the show, the guy is like a sadistic torturer.
He flays people.
He flays people. He flays certain parts of their body.
Just saying that
But
gives you
The
chills.
the flaying is like the least of things that he does, though, because he's like, he literally like
very
does
scary.
the most insane
It's
torture.
very scary. Yeah.
So you have a Funko Pop of Ramsey Bolton
The
just sitting there staring at
first
you?
one that I bought. He's adorable.
Okay, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Come check us out in the game of, what's it called? The Con of Thrones.
It's called the Con of Thrones.
Con of Thrones.
Yes.
So-
At Opryland, it's going to be amazing. Super
So,
excited.
Kate Dickel plays Lisa Arian. Why do I not?
Liza Aaron. You totally butchered that.
I don't recognize her face.
Liza Aaron, remember she marries Peter Baelish and he throws her down the moon door.
Oh,
Remember that whole thing?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. She's the crazy one.
She's insane.
She's the crazy one. So we got Rupert Van Sittart. I don't know how do you say that.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce his name either.
So
yeah.
I'm looking for some big names. Like, where's Jon Snow? I don't.
Well, it's a first year con, so you know, first year, this happens at first year cons. So we're going to hope that they're going to be here next year. They're going to do it again next year. So hopefully next year we can get, you know, bigger names. But there's going to be other people there too. There's going to be a lot of podcasters that are going to be there too, that I listen to, that are going to do some forums and different things like that.
Drop some names.
So the guys from Bald Move, they're going to be there. The Sista Speak chicks are going to be there. They're actually doing their family reunion also that they do every year. That's going to be at Hotel Indigo. So they've kind of combined this event with their, you know, personal event that they're having. So yeah, there's just going to be a lot going on the whole weekend. Like it's more of like a fan driven con versus like, oh, I just want to go and meet stars of the show. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, that's cool.
So
That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah, it is really cool. It is really cool.
So I've been, okay, there we go. There's that. So I've been to cons with David, right?
Mm-hmm.
And David has already been talking a little bit of smack about how crazy and wild he's going to get. So
At the con, I hope he does.
yeah,
That'd be great.
so we're looking for suggestions is what I'm getting at. So what do we need to do when we're hitting the con floor? Like give us the rundown here.
So this is my first convention like this that I've ever been to. So I mean, if he has ideas, if he knows what to do, that's great. But yeah, are you talking about like as far as like the show goes?
Yeah,
or
yeah. Like
yeah.
I want to challenge David to do the craziest thing at the Con of Thrones that we can.
I think he should come in like wearing
Dressed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should totally dress up. That would be awesome.
So who should he dress up as?
Cersei.
Okay, so if you're in the chat right now and you want to see David wear
We should
Cersei
totally do that.
concert
Yeah, a poll. Yeah.
or costume.
Who should he be?
Yeah.
Who should he dress up as?
So we're gonna run that on Twitter. Make sure you get your
Gosh.
vote in. It's either gonna be between a
That's
little
hilarious.
person or a woman. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. Maybe a dragon. Maybe he would do the dragon. I don't know. Anyway, so I've also heard rumors of a hotel suite party
Yes,
I don't know. Maybe that's special invite only.
No, everybody is invited. Yes, everybody. Yeah, come out. I have a parlor suite, and you guys are gonna be broadcasting from the suite that I'm gonna be in. So yeah, come out. What are you guys gonna start at 8:00?
I don't know. We're gonna figure that out. We're gonna wing it.
Okay.
You know, maybe some booze is going to be involved.
There's going to be a lot of booze.
Maybe there's going to be a person wearing a costume. I don't know. We're going to find out.
It's going to be awesome. I'm super excited. Yeah, I'm going to have a cake. I'm going to have lemon cakes. It's going to be great.
There you go. Lemon cakes and tea.
Santa's lemon cakes. Santa likes lemon cakes, so that's what we have to have.
So if you are anywhere close to Nashville, June 30th through July 2nd, you must join the Con of Thrones. You've heard it first. BYB, private suite party that's just going to be too sweet. So this is typically where we'd run some music and do Idiot of the Week, but I do not have access to the Idiot of the Week music. So maybe we can get David to call in and do the Idiot of the Week intro.
Yeah, the line's not open right now.
David, we need you on the phone right now. Are they making you take the shower time? What's up?
Maybe.
Okay. Idiot of the Week. Idiot of the Week. Okay, so here we go. Idiot of the Week this week.
We have that's part of it.
Yeah. So we have a very special Idiot of the Week this week, and it's someone that's been an idiot for a long time now. So it's been a while coming, and of course, it's the one, the only, the Westboro Baptist Church. Now, these guys this week are, they're just doing I would say that they're doing something they've never done before, but it's not even true. They're just going back to the roots. And of course, what are they doing? They're showing up and protesting a soldier's funeral. So what happened was a soldier was in Afghanistan and died. And they said that it was, they don't know it was an apparent inside attack or the Taliban took responsibility. But the Westboro Baptist Church has promised to show up, and they quote, "To deny us our First Amendment rights to warn our neighbors is to declare to the world that Dylan died in vain and that America is a nation of proud, sodomite hypocrites." And they go on to say, "These soldiers are dying for the homosexual and other sins of America. God is now America's enemy, and God himself is fighting against America." So what are y'all guys' thoughts on this?
So wait, what? I'm sorry. God is fighting against America?
Yeah,
what?
This soldier died in Afghanistan because of the homosexual people living in America.
Yeah, I don't understand their whole... I've been trying for a couple years now to figure out their whole... what they're trying to do exactly. Like what their agenda is. I mean, they're protesting people that have died over in Afghanistan, but these aren't gay men. Right? Like the soldiers that have died are not homosexual men.
Well, my thing is...
So I'm just very confused. Not that that's okay anyway, but I'm just saying that I don't understand what they're doing. Like what is your purpose?
I mean, if there was no such thing as homosexuality, the Taliban would have still done what they did. That inside job, whatever, that Afghan man would have still done what he did, and Dylan would still be dead. I mean... And so I
think they would say, but they would say they disagree with you, John. They would say if there's no homosexuals in America, God would come in with tomahawk missiles, rain hellfire down upon the heathen nations, and rise in God glory. Isn't that what they're saying? Like the reason that the soldiers are dying is because of gay people in America, right? I mean, that's their... Like,
I mean, is that what they're saying then?
That's what they're saying.
Okay, yeah.
Well, they're saying, like, if everyone went to church and lived a clean, free life and followed the precepts of Christian religion, that this country would ascend into another plane of perfectness, right? I mean, I don't know.
Well, the question
so
I have for
that's
Westboro,
the agenda then. That's what they're trying to... Yeah, okay.
Where does everyone in the Baptist faith follow their belief system?
Hell no.
And if they do, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course not.
So they need to just kind of get in their lane.
Right?
It just...
Yeah, well, they're known for being anti-LGBTQ. So I mean, I
feel like it's kind of counterproductive for them
like
anyway because
I had to think about what it stood for a second.
It just kind of is. I mean, don't like Christian, quote unquote, like ultra Christian people support the troops. Like they support military action. Like they want us in these other countries. You know, they want all that going on. I mean, they basically want another crusade. That's what they want.
Wow.
I mean, that's what they're after. I mean, that's what they,
I
you know,
don't
that's
know
their
if that's
thing.
what
That's
they
what they
want.
want. So it's just weird that I don't know. It's the whole thing is really odd and strange, and I can't believe that it's allowed to go on. I mean,
Yeah, like
I
what
can't
would you
believe that
do?
like the military hasn't taken some type of action against them, or the
What would
government
they do?
hasn't taken some action against them.
Well, I've seen like motorcycle gangs like
Yeah,
show
they
up
will.
and form.
Yeah,
They've
they
actually-
form like a
they've
barrier, like a
actually
wall
said that
around
they
the
would.
family. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they always offer to do that.
Yeah.
But it just seems like that, you know, the military itself would step in and be like, okay, you guys need to
But I mean, you
seriously
can't-
settle down. Like, this is
But the
crazy.
United States military just can't show up and be like, we're going to take away your First Amendment right.
They kind of can. You
No,
can't
they can't.
protest somebody's funeral. Like, this is insane. It's
you actually
ridiculous.
can. You can. It's America. It's First Amendment, right? Like if the military could just come in and be like, we don't like what you're doing. We're gonna, I don't know what, like forcibly remove you.
Yes.
That's
Absolutely.
not allowed, right? John, back me up here.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
that's
think-
what needs to happen though with these people. It's gone on long enough.
Okay,
It's
so
ridiculous.
I don't know.
What's the line though? Where do
Yeah,
the military just gets to decide whatever they want to do? They just show up.
Well,
with
when
guns?
something like
Here's-
this is going on,
here's
yes,
the-
absolutely, it's
Here's
ridiculous.
the thing. I believe that we should have our First Amendments right, full, you know, all the way. But the thing is the people in this church, if they truly attempt to disrupt this man's funeral,
Yeah, that's
there
being
will-
disruptive.
there
Yeah.
will be repercussions that have nothing to do with the military.
Like what? You're gonna like?
Nah,
you're
not
gonna
me.
go up-
I'm saying there's going to be people that are going to be pissed off enough. These guys are risking their lives, not for just themselves, not for just their families, but for these people that are protesting this kid's funeral.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
totally unacceptable.
Dylan here
I mean,
died for the people of Westboro Baptist Church.
I mean, I get your First Amendment right and all that, but
There are
your
two-
First Amendment right is just like, you know, free speech. You can't, it's, you know, you can't just do whatever you want to do. I mean, it doesn't work that way. You can't say whatever you want to say. You can't do whatever you want to do without, you know, repercussions.
There's gonna
without
be
paying, you know,
repercussions.
yeah.
I
That's why I'm saying, like, as long as this has gone on, it's time for something to happen to these people.
They're well within their rights and within the laws to do what they want to do as far as protest, but they're definitely idiots if they think nothing's going to happen to them.
I mean, are they
because of
filing
it.
permits? Isn't there something you have to file permits and all that? Can't they just not give them permits? Just stop giving them
If they're just
what
if
they're
th-
supposed
they
to
could
have
be across
to
the
do
street
it.
and they can do whatever they want as long as they're not.
It depends, because
at
a lot
the
of
funeral.
like places make you have, you know, you have to have a permit and you have to go through the proper channel. Like, you can't just form like a mad group of people and like with pitchforks and like go
Well,
after people.
You actually
I mean,
can.
it doesn't
I've
work
seen
that
it.
way.
It does.
Well, it works that way. But some places it
As
doesn't
long
work
as
that
it's
way.
as long as
So-
it's a peaceful protest, then there's not much that the law enforcement can do. As long as they're not breaking any legitimate laws, and there aren't any for them to just show up and do things.
So, like, I want to go to the chat real quick. So, Sammy says, "Ye without sin cast the first stone," and I think that's a very important point.
That is.
What
Good point.
does
I
the
agree.
Westboro Baptist Church have any dirt on them? Wasn't there like?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we need to like dig up some. Yeah, that's like, is he a child molester? Like,
Right.
bring out like all of
Probably.
his
Well, I
like
mean,
his past. Like,
Pretty evident he's a homophobe.
Well, you know, these
those are usually the
Closet.
the worst
Yeah,
ones. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, not that anything's wrong with that.
no,
but
not at all.
So we went from, checking permits to digging up dirt. So if you have any dirt on the Westboro Baptist Church,
Please
just
tell
email
us.
Please, at bybbpod@gmail.com,
We would love to
and we will
know.
exclusively release it on this show. You can be guaranteed. So that is your idiot of the week. Westboro Baptist Church. They're an idiot this week, and I'm sure there'll be an idiot next week going on
forever.
All right, so there was one topic that I did want to talk about that I saw on Twitter, and basically someone posted, it looks like a Tumblr link. Someone took a screen grab of Tumblr and posted on Twitter, which I already don't like. But and the people that were on this chain were just really praising this. And I'm going to read the post, and it says, so my 14-year-old daughter got into an argument with her high school principal yesterday for fighting. An older boy had come up to her and asked her out, but when she said no and tried to walk away, he grabbed her by her arm and pulled her back. So she punched him and broke his nose. Her principal then told her she should have, quote, hurt him out, end quote, and it's, quote, it's not like the boy actually hurt her, end quote, so her response was inappropriate. So my daughter then chewed out her male principal in the middle of the school corridor about rape culture, and that if that was his attitude, then he should probably quit teaching forever, because all he was doing was teaching girls to be quiet victims and teaching boys that it was okay to touch girls against their will. And then she pointed right in his face and said, quote, men like you are why my mom taught me how to punch people properly, end quote. So she got a round of applause from 2 female teachers listening, and I've never been such a proud mama. And then someone close quotes it, she's a hero. So like I said, in this thread, it was everyone just praising the parents for teaching their daughter to be so awesome. And I took a little bit of offense to that, because here's why. Like, I think that women should be trained to defend themselves without a doubt.
Sure.
And I think that women shouldn't be, allowed to be mansplained about rape culture and all that, obviously. Like, it's 2017. Who really believes that? But I feel like praising your daughter for punching someone in the face and breaking their nose over something so minor is kind of bad. Maybe I'm off. What do you guys think?
Oh, I agree with you. If she could swing with one punch, bust this kid's nose, she could have got away. She could have broken his grasp and just been like, back off, douchebag, and gone on her way. She didn't. I think she took things to a level it didn't need to be, and also, I don't know if I'd agree exactly with the verbalization as the principal used, but she didn't need to talk to the principal that way. The man went to school for years. Give him some measure of respect.
Oh, that's a good point, because like they're teaching her daughter to punch people. They're teaching her to like defend herself, but then they totally don't teach their daughter to respect the principal of school. And maybe their point is that the principal deserved no respect because of what she said, which what the principal said was, perhaps you could have heard him out. And it's not like the boy actually hurt her. And is there any truth to that statement, Sarah? That no harm? You're the female here.
Yeah, sure.
Obviously, have you ever been in a situation where a boy confessed their dying love to you?
Of course. All this happens all the time.
Daily.
Daily. No. That was a definite overreaction, and she was absolutely out of line, totally disrespectful to her principal. That's an authority figure, and I think that the parents are doing her a huge disservice by teaching her to be so uber aggressive towards just a normal event that is going to continuously happen throughout her life. There's a better way to deal with this, and it's just not. I think that's really going to hurt her down the road. She's learning to be disrespectful to authority figures. She's learning, to, basically just be disrespectful to everyone.
So how would you have handled that situation?
I think chastisation in front of everybody in the school was the first and foremost screw up by the principal. He should have pulled her into the office and done things privately first.
Right, but was it in front of everybody? I think that she made it in front of everybody. I think that she's the one that started screaming and hollering and acting all, insane.
He had to say
he probably
some
was
of
just
that
like,
stuff
hey,
right
trying to have
there.
like a conversation. Right. Well, he probably didn't know that it was going to happen like that. He probably thought that she'd be like, oh, okay, sorry, or whatever, and go about her life, but that's not what happened.
When you punch somebody for grabbing your arm, you got to realize that person might take things a little far.
Right. No, I get what you're saying. So, we don't know all those details.
As an adult, if you do something wrong, something wrong at your job, if your boss were to chastise you in front of your customers and stuff, you'd be pretty pissed off. Right,
but there again, that's not the proper place for you to tell off your boss. So
that's what I'm saying.
She's a child, and he's an adult, and he's the principal of the school. She should have just shut up and not said anything. Basically.
Well, if she'd have said those same words in the privacy of his office,
it's still disrespectful and still wrong.
It's not nearly as bad, though.
Just it's not around witnesses.
So that's my question is like, okay, so we're all saying that she overreacted, right?
Yes.
What is the appropriate response for, as a parent raising a daughter facing the same situation?
Sure. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
What would we hope that our daughter would do? Because these people are posting that she was wearing a cape. This woman is this girl is a hero of feminism. So
I mean, it's just a normal thing that happens. Like I'm saying, she's going to have to realize that that's going to happen. And she could have jerked her arm away or whatever, and just told him, get lost, creep, and walked off or whatever. That's just what you're going to have to do. I mean, it's going to continuously happen to her all the time. That's just something that happens. I mean, if he had gotten more aggressive with her, obviously, and continued to pursue her, then punch in the face is totally probably what he needed. Guarantee you doesn't grab anybody's arm again. I will say that.
Maybe he liked
so maybe he learned, maybe he did learn something out of this, but
I don't know.
You never know. But yeah, I mean, it's just something that's going to happen to her. She's going to have to learn a better way to deal with that.
I know, my thing is whenever it comes to anything that has the potential to do harm, if you're going to give somebody that power, you need to give them teach them the responsibility of it. You don't hand your kid a gun without telling them when and where to use it.
Sure.
There's certain amounts of, if you're going to teach your kids how to do this, that, and the other, you need to take the steps in order to show them when is appropriate to use that power and when it's not.
Yes.
Right.
I agree.
I like the witty reply, like teaching your daughter to have wit to disarm those situations, taking the high road. But,
yes, absolutely.
I mean, obviously,
in respect, I'm saying, there's a definite disservice that they're doing to her for not teaching her,
Yeah, we weren't there. Maybe he grabbed her hard or had a history of grabbing people, and then.
Well, I'm talking about her reaction to her principal, more so than her reaction to him. I mean, that's going to be a huge problem for her down the road if that's how she handles authority.
Is she going to be on the Idiot of the Week?
Eventually,
the
probably.
Next Cash Me Outside.
Gosh.
I hope not.
Okay. Well, anyway, that's at Project Femme for All. If you want to get on that conversation, I'm sure there's more cape stories over there.
I can imagine.
So last week, I missed my apology and retraction because the lawyer said that I probably shouldn't bring this up. But you know what? I'm just going to do it anyway. This one goes out to Sammy. Sammy, I saw you had posted a follow-up reply about, was it the escaped prisoners from Georgia?
Yeah.
And there was an armed homeowner that they decided to break into. And they were able to victimize all the homeowners that didn't have guns. But they finally went into a house with a gun owner, and the gun owner put him down on the floor, didn't shoot him, but detained him until the police arrived. So
that did happen.
So you're right, Sammy. We should we should even arm our kids. I mean, who are we joking? Like, even if they're not at the house, say they're just out playing in the yard and someone tries to come up and grab them. Maybe they could say you're at
maybe
school.
That girl should
For
have had a
those
gun
listeners
at school.
that do have shovels, this is the time to use it.
That girl should have shot that boy in the face instead of punching him in the face.
Exactly.
And her principal.
So you're thinking too small already. I can tell, Sarah, you're a small thinker. She should have shot the principal.
I'm sorry.
She should have shot the principal.
Well, that's why I said her and her principal too.
Okay,
I did.
sorry.
I said and her principal too.
I'm sorry.
Patriot missile. Come on. Let's just go all out.
You could shoot me right now.
She should have had an AK.
Yeah. So anyway, this story comes in that Colorado is looking to arm teachers. Yay or nay, guys? What's the story?
Okay, I actually have.
Nay.
Well, okay. At when I went to college, I just went to Ball State. I just went to community college, but those teachers are armed. They are, and you don't necessarily know which ones are armed, but the majority of them do have concealed carry permits. The majority do, and to my knowledge, nothing has ever happened on that campus. I'm not saying that that's necessarily why, but I'm just saying that I don't know if anybody knows, please let us know. But I mean, I don't know of any. Nothing ever happened when I went to school there. So I think that a lot of Tennessee colleges are actually that way. I think that a lot of, I don't know about I don't think that elementary schools and high schools, I don't think the teachers are armed. But in colleges, I think a lot of them are armed.
How do you know this? Did you ever see someone? Did they ever pull out
There was a couple of professors that told us, and actually I took a couple of criminal justice classes from one of our professors. He had a gun on him at all times because he was a
On his
federal.
hip?
Mhm. Yeah, he was a federal probation officer, so he was allowed to just have a
That's
weapon
the teacher
all the
you don't
time.
talk back to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So were you ever intimidated by the fact
no,
that one of
not
your
at all.
teachers had a
No.
gun on his hip?
No, not
Never,
at all.
Not once.
No.
Did you feel safer?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I was never a problem.
So
Not
are
for
you
me.
a gun carrying American?
Yes,
a true
I am.
patriot? Do you have one
I
on you
do
now?
enjoy weapons. No, I did not bring a weapon into your house, Lee.
No, that's fine.
I
was
did
gonna
not.
Pull it out.
I might have
Click, click.
brought a
No, I
couple.
did not
Oh, we
bring
got-
a weapon
we
into
got
your
thunder
house.
and lightning over here. Watch out, boys.
No, but yeah, I mean, I have guns. I enjoy guns. I enjoy shooting guns, and
Do you feel unsafe if you don't? Do you have like one in your car right now?
no, I
That's-
don't.
Do you
I
have your
don't
carry
one
permit?
around. No, I don't carry one around. My husband does, but I don't. I don't
You
carry
have
one
a
around.
carry permit?
He does.
Pistol?
He does.
Concealed or open?
Concealed.
Okay.
Well, you can actually open carry in Tennessee. You don't
can.
have to have.
To the bars.
You can. You can open carry in Tennessee. You don't have to have a permit. You have to have a permit to conceal it, but not to open carry.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you can carry a rifle anywhere in America.
You can carry a rifle
I mean,
anywhere.
there's a
yes,
few places
you can.
like schools and
Right, like federal
Yeah.
or government
bars,
buildings. Yeah.
state parks. But yeah, you
Yeah.
can just strap a rifle to your back and just walk.
And
down
just
the
walk
street.
around.
And
Sure.
the cops
Yeah,
can't
no
do
problem.
anything
Yeah, they
because
can't do
Second
anything about
Amendment,
it.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So you're pro elementary school teachers.
I don't know if no. I'm
Packing
not.
the heat.
I don't know. I would have to have some more information. I'm pro professors having them at colleges. I don't see anything wrong with that, and I'm pro really anybody having them at a college that's of age and has taken the proper training and all that. I think that it would keep college campuses safer. But we're all adults there, so that's kind of a different situation than having
you
people
think
armed
anyone-
around your children.
So
It's not you.
anyone should be able to carry a gun around a college campus that has a permit.
That has
and
the
training.
proper
Yeah.
credentials to have one.
But
yes.
no elementary teachers.
I don't know. I would have to have some more. I don't have enough information to really form
John,
a
you
valid
said
opinion,
no.
so I don't.
An emphatic
I don't know.
no.
Why? What's your? I don't understand why.
You've
you're
got
so
high
emphatic.
school teachers and middle school teachers that are sleeping with the kids.
Yeah,
You
that's a
wanna
good
put
point.
a gun in that person's
That's a good
hand?
point.
No.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So how's that any different? Okay, so let's take that conversation outside of schools. How's that any different from somebody that's sleeping with someone's wife outside of school? Why? I mean, like if that's
Because
the
that doesn't
line
have
you're
anything to do
drawing-
with your child.
Well, let's say that
Your child's with these people like 10 hours a day. Like they're
I'm sure
around
there's
them more
other-
than they are you.
It's pretty much a requirement nowadays for your children to receive an education. Okay.
yeah, it's illegal not to go to school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
homeschooling.
if
You can homeschool your
you
child.
can.
Yeah, but it's still school.
Yeah.
But so for the most part, that place that you send your kid to educate themselves needs to be a safe place. And
Well, I think Colorado's arguing that allowing certain teachers in the classroom with a gun makes it safer. I mean, schools have been shot up by crazy people.
Yeah.
they have.
So Sammy,
you've
for
got
instance,
Columbine, and
well,
you got
Sammy argues that if your typical American has access to the gun, the crime will be prevented.
Well, I know at my
So-
son's high school, there is there's an officer there all the time, and there was somebody there
How
when he
old
was in
your
middle
son?
school too. He's 15.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a high
He's in high
school.
yeah. In
school.
high schools, they have.
Well, he
cops
had that
there.
in middle school too. There was an officer there too,
Right.
even when he was in middle school. So I mean, I don't know how many are there. I mean, it's a big school. I don't know like how quickly it would take him to respond to something that was happening, if anything
hope
was
pretty
happening.
quickly,
But
I don't
yeah,
know. That's his job.
but I mean, I'm saying it's a large campus, so
Do
I
your
mean,
job. Do your job.
he can't be everywhere. He's one person. He can't
Yeah.
be all over the school.
I can
all the
I can-
time. So
I can prescribe to the fact that if there's a school that has multiple buildings, then there should be an armed
various armed
cop.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. With actual
per
like
building.
guards
That'd be
or
okay.
police.
One cop. Y'all want to have one cop in every building.
Sure.
Y'all crazy.
No,
I'd be
we're
okay
not
with
saying.
that.
I'm not saying that.
Y'all-
I'd be okay
no,
with
no, no,
that.
no. I'm not.
Y'all
I'm not
crazy.
saying that. I'm
Y'all
not saying
are
that.
crazy.
I'm just saying
I
that
mean, if
maybe
the people
various
in
locations.
Colorado were
yeah,
that worried,
that's not a problem.
To arm their teachers, then I think a much better, safer step would be to have people who are actual law enforcement officers on the campuses.
Yeah, versus teachers. I could agree with that statement
I just
because
got
I feel
that-
like that they know how to better respond to emergency situations than a teacher. I mean,
I've got an NWA frame of mind, if you know what I'm talking about.
Why don't you enlighten our listeners?
I don't know, just Google it, NWA, top song, you'll get it. But yeah, like, are we like introducing a police state there? Because I went to college.
Yeah,
when
you
I
are.
was in
But
high school,
we already have that anyway.
We
When I
had,
was in
we
high
had
school-
Officer Griffith.
when I was in high school, I was a nerd. I didn't do a lot, but I did some. And I would think that I knew a lot of people that had a lot of fun in high school, and I feel like kids need to have fun in high school.
Well, they do.
But if we lock it down and we got an officer in every building, an officer for every kid, we got freaking cameras everywhere. We got, we're patting them down while they're going in the door, metal detectors, and cops with guns on their hips.
Yeah.
What
I
are
hear
we
you.
teaching
Hold
our
on.
kids? What kind of state? Like you talk about having an education. We're definitely educating them on the peripheral there about how, no crime will go unpunished. No fun shall be had. That's not
Okay.
that's not approved.
I think you're getting a little.
we
I think
went to-
you're going a little over the
This
top
is
there.
what happened.
This
is
isn't
what
like
happens.
1984, okay, man? It's
Yeah, I think that
it's-
you need to take it down a notch, Lee. You're getting a little too
This is what happens.
We had-
guys.
okay.
I'm telling you.
We had-
over the top.
we had 3 buildings at our high school, at Hillsborough High School, okay? You're telling me that with just 3 cops there, you wouldn't be able to do the same stuff that you did?
But y'all said a comment every. Okay, so in the chat,
I said cop in every building.
Robin-
there was 3 buildings.
Robin
at
said-
Hillsborough
I didn't say
High
a
School.
cop in every building. I just said
I-
various officers in various locations, not in every single building.
So Robin says many years ago, I went to an elementary school with a security guards, barbed wires, and metal detectors 24/7. So there you go.
and was there ever an event? It's my question
I
to
don't
her.
know. I
Was
would
there
love
was
that.
there ever a shooting? Was there ever a
That's-
violent event that happened?
My point is that it honestly left an impression on her mind. Like you're walking in, and it's almost like you said,
like a prison, like walking
Yeah.
into a prison. Yeah,
The
I get
very
that.
concept
I understand.
generates fear. Like even if nothing ever happens, kids are still going to be kids. It's probably going to be relatively safe, just like when we were younger. But it creates this like environment of fear and like I don't know, whatever. We can move on. I say I don't know how I feel about guns in the classroom. Like
Yeah, I don't.
I
like
know
I said,
I
I
don't
need.
want the
I need.
teachers to have 'em.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea either.
I'm saying
it
if-
might depend on the teacher
if
or who
there's
the
an
teacher
issue-
is, like what their background is, that type of thing. I mean, I
There's
think
like
that you have to
Arnold
be.
Schwarzenegger.
You gotta
You have
look
to
at-
be very like discerning.
Okay,
with,
Colorado.
how you're gonna
that's-
do that.
That's where Columbine was, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I get where they're drawing this opinion from, but as big as that school was, if there were 3 cops there at the moment in time when this all started, I'm not saying it would have prevented it
so let me get
outright,
this.
but it would have.
Let me back up on your point here. So what you're saying is you're okay collecting more taxes to pay for more police officers in school, but you're not okay collecting taxes for health care and
Oh, here we
internet
go.
infrastructure. I'm just
Here
real
we
quick.
go.
Just real quick. You're saying more
Lord.
police forces, you'll pay any amount of taxes to ensure the safety of the kids, no matter what. Right?
Well, I think everybody
On the
would say,
record.
but I think everybody would say that, Lee. That's
But-
kind of a broad. I mean, of course, you want your children protected while they're at school.
But here's
Of
the thing. I would
course
say
you
we
do.
would want to say the same thing about giving them a healthy life with health insurance. I would say, like, who wouldn't say, yes, provide the kids? But then when you start talking to people, you find that's not the case. They're like, no, the color of their skin isn't right, so they don't deserve health care. Or they're poor.
Oh, who
or,
is saying
Wait,
that?
you just built like this crazy bridge from like
You don't
what we're
think
talking
there's
about to
people out
healthcare.
there that-
How did he do that? Like that's
So-
incredible.
So there's a lot of people in
That's
this
a talent.
No, because we provide health care and education services.
And
for-
from out of left field, Lee Brington.
No, it's not out of left field. Let me finish my thought. For real. And if I'm still crazy after the end of it, I'll admit it, okay? I'll Alex Jones out. But there's a lot of people that we provide health care and education for children of illegal immigrants. And you're telling me
Yes.
people don't complain all the time about their tax monies providing education and health care for
yes,
illegal
and they
immigrants.
complain about food stamps, and they complain about. I mean, it's
That's what I'm
people
talking
do.
about, and it's basically a largely Hispanic population that are illegal immigrants, and these people are racist, and that's their point, is that they don't want to pay for these kids in the public education system. Like I'm not left field there. That's a very
what does that have to do with
popular-
arming
think they're-
teachers?
I don't think they're complaining about
figure this out.
about those things as a whole.
I'll tell you.
I think they're
Okay.
complaining about the way they work. I don't think that you should be able to buy cookies and potato chips with food stamps.
Do you like
Why?
cooking? Do you
yeah.
like
Do you like to eat those things? I mean,
I
aren't those
do,
food?
but guess what? Those are rewards for me earning.
It's a steak salad argument.
Yeah, that's
sure.
I don't agree with that at all. That's ridiculous.
Okay.
No.
So to get back to your point, my point was John is okay with increasing law enforcement throughout schools, and I assume throughout the country.
So am I. I agree
free.
with that too.
It's not free.
No, it's not.
We're going to have to increase taxes. We're going to have to pay these cops more money because they're grossly underpaid, and we get grossly incompetent police officers across the board. So we need to increase the.
But do you know that for a
pay.
fact? Would they
Yes.
have to actually do that? Because I don't think that you actually know that
So if
for
we lower,
how that
if
all
we,
works.
If we lower the bar,
there might already be
further,
money budgeted in for that somewhere, so they might just have to.
It's
Because I'm saying that, for
What
example,
if they
with
just
what
increase the amount of you have to pay for tickets? Where's
well,
that money
I know
go?
John and I both work in the same industry, and I know if we want a cop where I work, they just come in and do it for free. It doesn't cost any money. We don't have to pay for him to come in.
You're the man, Adam. I will say Adam from the chat is #1 fan, in my opinion.
What does it say?
What did Adam say?
He says, I think in the minority of the audience that always agree with Lee. Thank you. I'm glad that there's one person that understands.
I agree with you sometimes, Lee.
Listen.
That's
I'm
not
just
true.
saying that the cops are not free. You're going to have to pay for them. But let's move on.
But they're free with. I just told you how they're free. They are free sometimes. It just depends. It depends on whether or not it depends on what is happening, like what's been budgeted in for specific things. So you don't know that.
All I'm saying is I would rather pay cops than arm our teachers.
Okay, fair enough.
That's
a fair statement, John.
That's what I'll say.
Okay,
that's fair.
So this is a topic that might be near and dear to your heart, John. For those that don't know, John is a Mormon. So we, when Mormon topics come into the news, we always refer to our resident expert. So here, this is a pretty big story that came out. I'm sure you heard quite a bit about it. Mormon Girl 12 is stopped from speaking as she explains why she is gay to church. So her parents approved this message. She got up in front of the congregation. She's talking about how she was born gay and that God loves her for it, and that's the way God made her. They cut her microphone off. They yanked her off the stage. John, go. Hot take.
All right. First of all, this was handled very poorly on everyone involved. Most importantly, the parents. The reason why her mic was turned off is because in her deliverance of her testimony about her being a lesbian, she said that God was happy about her being a lesbian.
Yeah,
and that is against church doctrine. And so I don't think that they should have cut her mic off. I think that after she was done, a member of the bishopric would approach the mic and correct any false doctrine that was laid beforehand. There have been there was once a young man who got up during a fast and testimony meeting, much like this, and was talking about the use of hypnotism to decrease the use of cigarette smoking and things like that to try and curb certain sins. And when he sat down, he was immediately corrected, but he was allowed to finish. I do believe that she should have been allowed to finish, but I think that the parents, before allowing her to do this in front of the church, should have asked her to speak to their bishop first beforehand. And
so he wasn't aware of what was happening?
The only people that were up on it ahead of time were the parents and the girl, this girl's 12 years old.
So they basically shocked the entire congregation,
pretty much,
with her standing up there.
According, and everything that she said was written down. So she planned everything out. The parents knew what she was going to say because she had it all written down. I think they should have curbed some of it and said, "Hey, you can't say this."
Why? What part should she not have said?
The parts
God loves me just
pretty
the way,
much all of it.
God loves me just this way because I believe that He loves all His creations. Is she wrong?
God does love her.
Not in a Mormon church. You can't be gay in Mormon church.
You can
not
be
the
gay.
point.
You can't come out and say it out loud.
No, you can say it.
You have to talk to the bishop first.
But if you are drinking a beer and it's against the church's bylaws to
like
drink
at a
beer,
picnic, like at a church picnic or something.
you don't say, "Oh, God's
front of
happy
everybody,
because I like drinking
yeah.
this beer. God's okay with it because it makes me happy."
It's like shoving it in their face. It's like a captive audience.
It's
kind of like what Hollywood stars do whenever they receive an award, and then they go up there and start talking whatever they want to talk about.
Basically, what she's saying is if a sin makes me happy, God's okay with me committing this sin.
Right.
And that is against
which goes
doctrine.
against everything, that y'all believe
That's
in.
every church doctrine.
Well, yeah,
Hold on, John. I just got to throw some words back to you that you've said to me before, and that's drinking beer is a choice, right? Like you've made that choice to drink a beer.
I have, thanks.
But she is saying that God created her gay, so that's not really a choice at that point. So isn't that the distinction you've used in the past to say like, no, it's not a choice? You know, hey, you're drinking, doing a line of coke off a hooker in front of the congregation is a choice that you're making. But going up and saying, hey guys, I'm gay and I'm not going to hide it because God created, I was born this way. I mean, that would be like, going up in front and saying, yes, guys, I'm black. I was born that way. And they're like yanking the mic. That's
not the same thing. That's not the same.
This woman's point is that she was born gay.
The thing is there are people that are born with a propensity to have an addiction.
It's okay. I mean, maybe
that can be there are things that are habitual in genealogy that there have been tests shown that if your parents are addicted to a substance, then you are more likely to be addicted to a substance as well.
Okay.
Not necessarily the same one.
So it is a choice. It's not a choice, is what your point is. Addiction is not a choice.
To some points, no. I used to smoke. All right. I am addicted to nicotine. I'm still addicted to nicotine, but I haven't had a cigarette in over 10 years.
Free and clear, baby. You got your coin?
No, they don't give coins for nicotine.
Oh, you got cheated out of a coin, man.
But the thing is
dang it, John.
Is there are people who are members of the Mormon Church that are openly gay, but don't act on it. It is not a sin to be gay.
No.
But it is a sin to have homosexual sex.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think, if I can, can I just weigh in a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is something.
No.
Sorry. So this is something that's a problem. Like my husband is Seventh-day Adventist, and we're raising our son in the Seventh-day Adventist church, and this is actually kind of a pressing issue within. I'm not Seventh-day Adventist. I haven't been baptized or any of that, but we're raising our son that way, and this is an issue that's happened within our own church with even pastors now coming out and saying that they're homosexual, and I think it's a captive audience situation, like I said, or like I mentioned earlier, that you have people that are just getting up there making these statements, and it's almost like a representation of the entire congregation because you're up there in front of your whole congregation.
Yeah.
But it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like there's plenty of people within that congregation that don't agree with you and don't feel the same way, but they're kind of captive, just having to like sit there and just listen to it and kind of deal with it within their own church. And it's not the proper way to go about it, is what I'm trying to say. It's not the proper forum. It's not the proper place. It's not the proper time to get up there and do something like that when nobody knows about it. When like there should have been like a meeting held, first, with everybody. There's a right way to do these things and a wrong way. And that's definitely the wrong way because it's not fair to everybody else. You're in a church family, you're in a congregation together, and everybody needs to be on board here. You can't just get up there and say whatever you want to say. It just doesn't work that way.
To me, this was all about just this girl.
Right, not the entire church family.
Whenever,
right.
And I believe almost any church will agree with me on this, not just Mormons. But anytime somebody approaches a pulpit, there should be an intent to uplift the people in the congregation.
Everyone, sure.
There was nothing that she said that had any bearing on anybody else in the room.
Right, but her.
It was just about I gotta cut y'all guys. Y'all have gone on about this too long. I'm just gonna interrupt you and let me just say, like, if God is love, And this woman is going up into the pulpit and preaching like
this 12-year-old
that God is love and people need to be accepted as they were born. And y'all are saying like, nah, we need to close off and have a closed session meeting. You said there needs to be a meeting beforehand. We need to speak to the bishop.
There needs to be a meeting before she addresses the
because
church.
everybody needs to be on board. It's not fair to just get up there and say whatever you want to say. It's not about you as a singular person.
Okay. Anyway, I'm moving on. You've had to say. I don't know. If you listen, you find them on Twitter, Twitterello, Sarah Knightley, Brother to Blame. Let us know more how you feel.
You can get us mad at us on there.
We could, we could talk about God and
sure
politics.
I'm gonna get some
call our
hate mail.
We'll play you next week if you call our voicemail.
What's the chat saying? Is anybody giving a shit in the chat?
There's just one more story that I had to touch on because this guy's name has intrigued me from the first time I've heard it, and that's Otto Warmbier.
Yes.
So it's a real tragic story.
Poor Otto.
This guy was a really independent kid. He went to his family and he said, hey, I want to go to North Korea on my way to China. And his parents, he had always done the right thing. So his parents said, sure, we trust you. He goes. He, I believe, tries to steal a poster of propaganda off the wall. I guess a little namesake, something to take back home to America. And he gets caught and he gets probably, the details are thin at this point, but I'm pretty sure he was tortured and beat to death.
He had to work in a work camp.
Right. So he ended up being in a coma. What the one thing of this story that just really, really makes me so angry is that they're trying to politicize this. The first thing Donald Trump came out and was his family came out and said this is like, Obama did not do anything to bring home Otto Warmbier to our family.
Oh,
and Trump becomes president and he comes home immediately. And then, of course, Trump takes it and he's like, yeah, I brought this kid home and Obama didn't do anything. And then, like,
that's
Obama,
not true.
I know Obama comes out and says, like, we were working on this the entire time.
Yeah.
So it really, like, when is this, like you were talking about earlier, like the military showing up, right? And stopping things. When are we going to stop with this guy? It's a real tragic story, Otto Warmbier. And they're trying to turn it into a political talking point.
Every president does this.
Yeah, they all do this.
Is there a solution here? Can we make it stop?
No.
It's up to the individual president.
Stop it.
They need to make it about the people that made the changes themselves. Obama did not kill bin Laden.
He did? What? I'm pretty sure he did.
No, the military did.
No, they had. I saw a picture of President Obama landing in the Black Hawk and kicking a door in.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
With
it's
his
pretty
little
cool.
blue suit
I
on.
stand corrected.
It was actually. You saw it too.
With his little blue suit.
Yeah. He had his little hip holster.
Did he have his anger translator with him?
He did. See, you saw the video too.
Did he have his what was it called? His little pod that he would speak from. His teleprompter. That's what it's called.
He had a
he
teleprompter
had that one,
there.
so he would know what to say to the terrorists.
Well, he said he pulled a Reagan. Instead of like tear down this wall, he was like
tear down this cave.
Osama. Yeah, I don't. Whatever.
Mr. Bin Laden.
Okay. So any closing thoughts on Otto Warmbier before we head into the Dearest?
I think it's just it's very tragic. It's a horrible, horrible thing that happened to him, and I mean, on the flip side of that, why would you even want to go to North Korea? What the hell?
That's
my question.
The
like,
kid
what
had
are you
to know
thinking?
you can't steal propaganda. You can't steal anything. And like, you go to North Korea and these people.
Why was he even there? Like, and as his parents, I would have been like, hell no, you're not going to North Korea. Are you insane? Like, are you crazy?
The
no.
kid in the mid-90s who went to Singapore and he
got this lashings.
He got caned.
Yeah. You feel bad for it, but it's like, come on, man. Like, people around you's got to do a better job being like, okay, you can go to North Korea, but don't take any pictures. Like,
but no, you can't go to North Korea.
Don't steal propaganda
You're
off
not
the wall.
going, is what I would have said.
Anyway,
Absolutely not.
If you go to North Korea,
go out to Otto Warmbier.
Stay in your lane.
It's terrible.
Okay. So let's go ahead and kick it over to the one and the only, the Dearest.
By the time you read these lines, I'll be gone.
That's my jam.
So John, we had a Dear John come in from a concerned mother this week. It goes, Dear John, an 8-year-old boy in my daughter's class recently passed away. She's only in 2nd grade, so I wouldn't expect her to fully grasp the meaning of death, but she understands it perfectly and is not upset one bit. Multiple times, she has acknowledged the fact that her classmate is no longer present and is actually somewhat cheerful about it. My husband and I are very worried. Is this normal behavior? From a concerned mother.
They're 8 years old. I mean, how often was this? How big is the classroom? When I was in second grade, there were about 30 kids in our class. And so, I mean, if there's somebody that you're not particularly close with, that person's gone. That they're just gone. That's the long and short of it. And I think that just might be the case with your daughter. If you do feel true concern, then you should take her to a psychiatrist and have her talk about it. A grief counselor. Like that.
Only.
Oh, God.
I don't know what that was, everyone, but
I don't either, but I liked it. It was good.
Dust in the wind.
yeah,
I enjoyed that.
I knew the song. I just
See, I didn't. I was like, what?
yeah.
So what are you saying? Take her to a counselor or not?
I'm saying if they're truly concerned, then that's the route they should go.
Really?
But I don't think they have. I don't think they need to be
Don't interrupt
concerned.
John in a Dear John
I know.
segment.
I'm sorry.
They don't. I don't think they need to be concerned. I mean that might be the way she's dealing with it. It's just
She's cheerful. Yeah, I'm happy that little bastard is not in this class anymore.
I'm certain that
He was
that's
grabbing
not the way
my
it's
arm. He was
going.
grabbing my arm and confessing his love.
One more week, I'd have busted his nose.
I haven't been trained to punch anyone yet. All right, Sarah. So what do you think? Is John off base on this?
Oh my God.
You seem to have some strong thoughts.
No, I mean, I don't think that children really develop empathy at that age is more so what it is. I mean, like I said, my son's 15 and he doesn't give a shit about anything. So I don't really know when empathy begins to happen with children, but it definitely doesn't happen even at 15. So it's going to be a while. I don't think you have anything to worry about. I think that's just, this is just how kids are. They're like little megalomaniacs. They don't give a shit about anybody but themselves.
I'm really not picturing.
That's how they are.
I'm really not picturing a
it's
scenario
fine.
where she's like, "How do you feel about little Jimmy not being in class anymore?" I'm glad he's dead.
Yeah,
I don't think that's what's happening.
If that's what's happening, yeah,
She's
you might need to be
cheerful.
concerned.
I think
Yeah,
she's playing with
but
her toys when she's asking, when
just
they're asking,
how it is.
and she's just
Yeah.
continuing to
It's
play.
normal. It's all normal. You have nothing to be
I think it's
concerned
just
about.
not completely real to her. I don't think she just doesn't.
Okay, well, I just got to kick it to chat because Sammy, once again, comes to the forefront. We might have to start making this a Dear Sammy section. His
I'd be
advice,
okay with that.
His advice is they should show her Old Yeller. And I agree with that 100%, and that is Dear John.
By the time you read these lines, I'll be gone.
So it's that time of the episode where we look at the selfies. What do you think? Do we have any selfies this week?
I think there should be some. I think what was it yesterday or? A
I like
couple
that
days ago?
one. I think that's my favorite one.
This week was National Selfie Week.
Yeah.
Yesterday was National Selfie Day.
It
So
was.
we're kind of hoping for some heavy hitters here. So let's just go ahead and start in. So the first one
I
we
love
have
that. That's so cute.
comes in from Bethany, and she
I want those
writes-
glasses. I want them.
I think
Twitter.
It's a I know it's a
channel-
sticker, but
yeah.
I
It
want
appeared-
glasses that look like that
The
in real
Twitter
life.
update has changed.
When's your
the way
birthday,
it is.
Sarah?
May 10th.
May 10th. Oh, yeah, wait another year. We missed the boat on that one.
You're not getting the year.
So Bethany writes, feels like this is up your alley. National Selfie Day. At BYB Pod, blame your selfie. And also rocking the post beach hair. So y'all are going on about the girls' Snapchat filters. You didn't even notice the hair.
Her hair is beautiful. Your
It
hair
is.
is gorgeous.
I
Love
would,
it.
I would love some post beach
Love
hair.
it, love
If I
it.
could get some of that, I would
Yeah,
just be
me
happy as can
too.
be.
Yes.
So next one comes in from Jeffrey Skinner, who actually posts on Instagram. It's National Selfie Day. And on Wednesday, wear pink. Workflow, earbuds, podcast, tweets for days, like and follow. So there's a lot going on there.
He looks super
Dead
happy.
Lives. Yeah, Pizza Dead Lives is awesome.
He
He's a
is.
pretty great dude.
So,
I think that I follow him. Yeah, he's cool.
Then you need to. If
Yeah, I
anybody's
think, I'm pretty sure that I
follow
do.
Pizza Dad.
Yeah, he is cool.
at Pizza Dead Lives right there. So this one comes in from myself, and it says, it is National Selfie Day, and Macy demanded to be included. So it's a
Macy.
pretty good picture of her.
I like
She's-
Pepper. She's my favorite.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that the one that?
That's we don't have to announce it, but
Yeah.
yes,
There.
that's the one.
So we got a selfie coming in from John that says hashtag first birthday. blame your selfie. So little kid, and
Not looking at the camera.
not to be outdone,
There we go.
Asher comes in with his own selfie as well. Hashtag blame dinner. Hashtag blame
Learning how to do
your
the dishes early, John. I
Yes.
like that.
Hey,
yeah.
if he doesn't
Love
buy
it.
it, I don't have to.
selfie. I hope
Exactly.
that's safe. I don't know if that was my dishwasher, it'd fall over. So.
No, I've got it.
Make sure those
It's
bolts are
bolted
in there.
in. Yeah.
So the next one comes in from Michael Nicholas. Says today is National Onion Ring Day. Mixing things up. This is a selfie from a trip to Burger King,
Yep, I saw that one earlier.
2015. And yes, I got onion rings. All right, there you go.
They jacked his
Love it.
rings.
It's been a long time since I've been to Burger King, so it's kind of making me a little hungry. So okay, moving on. River sends one in, trying to be a good student, but at Laser Time Show is distracting me. But don't blame hashtag Talking Symptoms. Blame your selfie. In the bottom half, he's got his homework. Looks like he's got his work cut out for him. A number of documents by title, but he's getting a little distracted. So I hope you're distracted right now listening to this show instead of doing your homework. Remember, kids, homework can wait. Okay?
Homework's for
Absolutely.
chumps.
Yeah, you don't need to do
Chunks.
that right now.
There you go. The next one comes in from some mask figure. Says, my zoo edition of Blame Your Selfie at the Denver Zoo. He who cannot be named. There you go. Thanks for checking in, whoever you are. Next one comes from IHOP the Gimp, which is Sammy at Finger Podcast. Says, damn, I wished I could go back to that Throwback Thursday. Yeah, I hear you, man. We all kind of, I feel like we all
Glory
yearn.
days.
We all yearn for yesterday, but Sammy, I wouldn't change a thing about you, man. You're perfect, okay? You show up, you contribute. We're giving you a segment. Last week we got a voicemail. We're gonna make that happen. Yeah, okay, moving on. We got Copper Top. Have another hashtag blame your selfie after all. You started it at BYB Pod at hashtag Snapchat filter. Hashtag post race. Hashtag still fly. All right,
I love her.
there you
She's
go.
so pretty. She's gorgeous.
Just working it.
Yeah, she's awesome.
That's also not real. That's also a Snapchat.
I know that that's not real.
Make sure you got
Thanks.
that. And this one is the last minute submission comes in from Sarah Knightley herself. Hashtag blame your selfie. There
It's me
you
and my
go.
honey bear.
So that's your national selfie of the week for this week. There you go. You have a top selfie this week, you think?
Yeah, I have to agree with Sarah. I like Bethany's glasses.
Bethany's glasses gets the win.
I love that. Yep.
Okay, well, as David would always say, not only do we bring you Dear John, not only do we bring you Blame Your Selfie, but we also bring you the keys.
So let me give you a major key. Where is the key?
There's another key. I want the key.
Give us the keys. So let me give you a major key.
And you really do have the key.
Everybody stand up right now. Everybody. I got the keys now.
All right, boys, girls, what do we got this week? I've got a couple.
I got one.
All right.
Do not go to North Korea.
Do not go to North
That
Korea.
is a very good one. Yes.
I had the and if you're on the YouTube chat, feel free to send us a key because usually we're out of ideas at this point. But mine was either speak to the bishop first or show 'em Old Yeller. I like show 'em Old Yeller too. Either of those.
I like that one.
I like Shomol Yellow.
Show 'em
I
Old
do too.
Yeller?
I
Okay,
agree.
so this
I
week's-
agree.
No guns in school, fool. Okay, that's a pretty good one. But
a good
I think the Old Yeller one takes the cake this week. So we're gonna go with the key this week.
Show 'em Old Lip.
Old Yeller.
Thank you, Sam.
So let me give you a major key.
Thanks, Sammy.
Where is the key?
There's another key. I want the key.
Give us the keys. So let me give you a major key.
And you really do have the key.
Everybody stand up right now. Everybody. I got the keys now.
All right. Well, that about does it for this episode. Thanks, Sarah, for coming out and guesting.
Yeah,
We
thanks
hope
for
to have
having
you
me. This is
again in the future.
awesome. Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. We
great.
didn't have a single misogyny alert, which is awesome. We love having the feminist opinion.
Great.
We're gonna have to come up with some nicknames for you. I think it's like David of the female variety or something. I don't know.
No, we like her way too much for
Okay.
that title.
Well, there you go. But
Oh, I'm sure
If you're-
Dave will have some nicknames for you when he comes back.
there you go. If you got some, at Sarah Knightley on
He
Twitter.
will.
Speaking
I
of
can
Twitter,
imagine.
for BYBOP, you can find us all over social media. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Google Play, iTunes, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat. We're on social media networks you've never even heard on. We got a Tumblr page. It's private. You can't get to it, but email me if you want secret access. We have an Amazon affiliate link. Just go to bybpod.com, click on the Amazon link. It costs you nothing, and it supports the show. Radio Vegas Rocks is awesome. They play us each week. If you're ever looking for something to listen to, just flip over to Radio Vegas Rocks. You can Google it, find it there. They've got constant, great, unique content coming out. David has been harping on this GoFundMe campaign for a while. He's worked blood, he's worked sweat, he's worked tears. He's made it happen. He's taken this t-shirt campaign places I never thought it would go. Go to BYB Pod, click on that link. If you haven't donated money, please do. If you donate enough, you get a free t-shirt. If you donate even more, he'll give you some gift. It's undetermined what that is. It's kind of like playing craps. Maybe you get lucky and get something cool. Maybe you don't. I don't know. That's it. If you want to donate to the show,
$5 will get you a t-shirt.
$5 gets you a t-shirt. There's also a send voicemail link on there. You can click that and send us a voicemail into the show. Feel free to send us an email, bybpod@gmail.com. And that's it for this week. And remember, don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
I like my steak well done.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
He does like his steak well done.